Very good evening to all, and I welcome you all to this session. So, I hope everyone would be aware of what we are going to do today. Okay, I'm hosting a batch for Excel and Power Automate after almost 1 month. Last 2 months have been busy. As I can see, most of the professionals have joined this CS. So they were busy with the tax filing season. Now it's over, and now next milestone is audit. So today the purpose of this session or this course basically is to help people understand how to use Excel. And Excel is just not about storing the data or analyzing data or visualizing data. You can do a lot of things with Excel. We need to explore the different ways in which we can use it, and that is what I uh, would be showing you in this particular session. So I hope you will have a good time with me, and what I will recommend is that you all keep your writing pads with you. Whatever you feel that something new has come up, if you have seen something new, you can note it down. And I'll be sharing this recording of the session on my YouTube also. You can refer it to it afterwards. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat or you can ask also. Anyone can unmute and ask questions too. Okay, now I hope everyone is comfortable with English. I can use Hindi, English both. So with the interest of all the members, I will be using English more, and then sometimes I might use Hindi as well. Okay. So I hope, are we all ready? Can we have ready in the chat box? Because everyone has their videos off. If you are comfortable, you can put them on. Otherwise, we can have this, we can make this interactive by putting the message in the chat box. Yes. Okay, ready. Very good. So let us start, and we'll start with something which I have been doing over the years and I really love, which is Excel. Okay. And I'll show you what all can be done with Excel, and then we'll come to Power Automate also. And just 1 minute, I'm sharing my screen, and just give me a confirmation if you can see my screen once it is shared. So just okay. I hope now my screen is visible to all. I hope you can see my screen. Yes. Can we have a yes? Visible? Is the screen visible to all? Okay. Now, does my Excel looks different from yours? Or is your Excel looking different the way my Excel is looking? There might be some differences. Okay. So I just want you to observe my Excel layout and tell me whether it is different or same. Okay, you have to type different or same in the chat. तो आपको जो दिख रहा है स्क्रीन पे, क्या वैसा ही एक्सेल आपके पास भी है या कुछ अलग है मेरे स्क्रीन में? It is different or it is same? Diff. Okay, Chetan ji, it is different. What about others? Divya ji, different. Okay. What about others? Ankit also says different. Okay. Just a minute. Huh? So everyone is saying different. Okay. Yes, obviously it will be different because I am now practically a trainer for Excel. So obviously I have to have some latest equipments and equipped with latest things. So my screen will look different from what you are using Excel. Okay. But what creates this difference? Okay. We need to understand what is creating that difference. Okay. And how you can also have the same layout, same tools rather in your Excel 2. Okay, your Excel 2. So this is what I will be discussing with basically today. Okay, now as I asked you, you all replied that it is different. Okay. Now I want to understand what difference do you notice in my Excel and your Excel. Okay. And we'll be starting with very basic things. Uh, as far I can see the audience, the participants, some of you are already have already joined my Excel courses, and I'm happy to see you again, Chetanji. And there are some participants who have joined other sessions also. Is there someone who is coming for the first time to this class? Someone who is coming to the online session first time? Ankit, I know you are coming for the first time. I want to know who else is coming for the first time. I think Divyajit also is attending for the first time. Hetal, have you attended my previous sessions? First class live. Okay, okay, great. So if it is your first time, you can type in first time, okay? And if you have attended previously, then it's okay. Now, if you are joining for the first time, let me tell you that I have a habit of asking a lot of questions, and I love to keep the sessions interactive. Otherwise, it becomes monotonous for the attendee also and for the trainer also to run this for 1 hour. So I would like you to participate in this sessions. You can unmute or you can be active in the chat box. That would be okay. The purpose is that we should get something new uh, by attending this. Okay. So what is different? Okay. Before I start, let me tell you something basic, the basic things about Excel. First, how do we understand that what version of Excel we are using? Excel was introduced in the year 2000, 1984. Okay. It's almost 40 years now. Excel has evolved. And I want to tell you that what version we of Excel we are using, we can check by going to the file menu. So everyone can click on the file menu, and then you can go to the account option in your Excel. If you don't see the account option, you will see more. In the more, you can go to the account section, and you can see that I'm using a Microsoft 365 app for enterprise. Okay, so it's a paid Excel version. It is the latest version of Excel. And secondly, I am also having some additional features in my Excel because I am kind of a developer with Excel. Okay, so I will have some more features as compared to what other participant might have. So Microsoft 365 and Office updates. Okay. So how many of you are also having 365? You can just type 365 if you have 365. If you are having 2019, 16 and all, you can put whatever you have. Okay. Right. Now I've selected a dark theme. Okay, that is because you can focus, but you can switch, you can change the some settings over here. For example, office background, if I click on this and I select clouds, okay, then some settings will change. Okay, and basically one more thing I wanted to show you here, which is important. You can sign into your Excel now, and you can share that Excel. Okay, so once you sign in, you will be able to see the your email ID over here. This is my Microsoft account, which I am using here. Okay, and this is the office background. So you can use different backgrounds over here. Okay, and if you don't want to keep any backgrounds, you can change it to no background also. Okay, so this is one thing that I'm using 365 with some updated version. If you want to check for any further updates, you can click on this and it will tell you that your device, your application is updated or not. Okay, so it's updated. Now, what makes the difference? Okay, what creates this difference, which we are talking about, and how can you also have the same tools in your Excel too? So basically what you'll see is this, now I want some participation here. This book one, basically this book one, what is this book one called? What is this area of Excel called? Anyone? Those who have attended my previous session, they can remember, they can recall what we had done. Okay, Divyajit, you're saying workbook. Okay. Yeah. So all the familiar terms will come, but as a trainer, I'll tell you the exact terminology for it. And if you learn this, this can also be a new thing, and you can ask your colleagues, and you can also tell them, ki, bhai, this is not called as a workbook. Okay, this entire setup is called as a workbook. Okay, sheet one is the part of a workbook. So sheet one is this sheet which we are on, right? But it is not a what you can say, it is not a workbook. Workbook is the entire Excel that you see. I'm talking about book one. Book one. Okay, what is this called? Book one. This is called as a title bar. Okay, so when you see any name of the Excel, this is called as title bar. So I'll just type it over here so that you can also note it. And this 5-10 minutes might look this 5-10 minutes might look irrelevant to you कि ये क्यों बता रहे हैं, but I think it is important कि ये आपको पता होना चाहिए, इसलिए मैं ये सब बातें कर रहा हूँ. And then we'll come to something new also. Okay, और कुछ भी नया सीख रहे हैं तो it is important. अच्छा ही है वो. तो ये जो बुक वन है, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ टाइटल बार. ओके, तो जब हम बाय डिफॉल्ट कोई भी नया एक्सेल खोलते हैं तो बुक वन ही आता है. एंड इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट न्यू एक्सेल फाइल, okay, now I'll be asking some shortcut keys also which are very basic, and just to have some participation. Okay, what is the shortcut key you press when you want to open a new excel file? मान लो मुझे नया शीट खोलना है एक्सेल, तो क्या शॉर्टकट की आई शुड प्रेस? We can have some answers in the chat. Okay, and they can be wrong also, not a problem. Ankit, you are right. Control N press करेंगे तो एक नया एक्सेल बन के आएगा. Now what do you see? What do you see? Book 2, है ना? Book 2. So this is the title. Now suppose I want to go back to my Excel 1, book 1. How do I toggle from one screen to another screen, one file to another file? एक एक्सेल फाइल से दूसरी एक्सेल फाइल पे जाने का शॉर्टकट की क्या है? Whosoever know can answer. Yes, Alt tab. Very good. Alt tab. तो अभी हम बुक वन और बुक टू के बीच में टॉगल कर सकते हैं. इफ यू वांट टू बी थोड़ा एनिमेटिक तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं? विंडो एंड टैब प्रेस कर सकते हैं. नाउ कैन यू सी माय स्क्रीन? विंडो एंड टैब मैंने प्रेस किया है. एंड व्हाट डू यू सी ऑन द स्क्रीन? यू विल सी ऑल द टैब्स व्हिच आर ओपन. ठीक है. हाँ, इट इज नॉट अ गुड थिंग टू एक्चुअली कीप ऑल दीज थिंग्स ओपन, है ना? ये मेरी थोड़ी आदत खराब सी हो गई है. हो नहीं गई है, पहले से थी, कि आई कीप ऑन वर्किंग ऑन मल्टीपल थिंग्स एट अ टाइम, बट दिस इज नॉट द राइट वे एक्चुअली. तो आप लोग को क्या करना है? विंडो एंड टैब, व्हेन यू प्रेस विंडो एंड टैब की, इट शोज यू एंटायर दिस थिंग. एंड यू कैन हैव मल्टीपल डेस्कटॉप ऑल्सो. ये जनरली कई इंस्टाग्राम पे रील्स आती हैं, है ना, उसमें सिखाते हैं कि आप गेम खेल रहे हैं, मान लीजिए, है ना, यू आर इन ऑफिस एंड यू आर प्लेइंग सम गेम्स, और एकदम से अगर मैनेजर आ जाए तो हाउ वुड यू, या यू आर चैटिंग और यू आर डूइंग समथिंग, नेटफ्लिक्स में मूवी देख रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, और एकदम से अगर आ गया, तो व्हाट यू विल डू? यू विल प्रेस विंडो टैब. व्हेन यू प्रेस विंडो टैब, यू विल डायरेक्टली कम टू डेस्कटॉप, है ना? सॉरी, विंडो एंड डी. विंडो डी विल एक्चुअली शो यू द डेस्कटॉप, and you can press tab and this alt की टू टॉगल. ठीक है, एक टैब से दूसरे पे जाना है, एक विंडो से दूसरे पे जाना है, तो हम ये प्रेस कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, great. Now one more thing, if you are learning something new, you can type new in the chat box, because I also get a feedback कि मैं क्या क्या चीजें ऐसी बताता हूँ जो लोगों को नहीं पता होती. तो it is just a feedback for me to understand कि what is the level of people, like knowledge people are is already having. ठीक है, चलिए, thank you दिव्यजीत. So now this is book one, book two हमने देखा. This is called as title bar. Now suppose I want to save this Excel, है ना, I've written something and I want to save it. How do I save it? What is the shortcut key? Control S. Okay, and I'll do one more thing. I will just open my keystroke visualizer. ठीक है, तो अभी क्या होगा इससे? दिस अ एप्लीकेशन, दिस अ स्मॉल सॉफ्टवेयर दैट आई यूज. आप लोग चाहे तो आप भी इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं. की स्ट्रोक विजुअलाइजर इसका नाम है. जो भी आप की प्रेस करेंगे, वॉट एवर की यू प्रेस नाउ, it will be shown here on the blue icon. Can you see this blue icon? Okay, now I'm pressing Control S. You can see Control S over here, right? Now what happens when I press Control S? you will get a dialog box, ठीक है, that will ask you to name this file, what name you want to give to this file. So suppose I want to call it as excel plus power automate, power automate day one. This is what I want to give it as a name is, and then it will ask you where you want to save. तो वन ड्राइव का मतलब क्या है कि ऑनलाइन सेव होगा. इफ यू वांट टू सेव इट ऑफलाइन ऑन अ डेस्कटॉप, यू कैन सिलेक्ट डेस्कटॉप एंड यू क्लिक ऑन सेव. नाउ व्हाट इज द चेंज दैट यू विल सी नाउ, कि जैसे ही हमने सेव करा तो यहाँ जाके ये एक्सेल प्लस ऑटोमेट आ गया डे वन, विच इज द नेम ऑफ माई फाइल नाउ. ओके, तो ये आ गया हमारा फाइल नेम. सो कंट्रोल एन एस आई हैड put to save my file. Okay, this is called the title bar which has the file name. Now many people wonder कि यार सेव कहाँ किया, मैंने तो डेस्कटॉप पे सेव किया, बट सपोज भूल जाते हैं हम कई बार. हाउ डू यू आइडेंटिफाई कि फाइल कहाँ सेव है? Suppose someone is working on this file and you want to find out where is this file. How do you find out? Anyone who has this answer कि location कैसे पता करते हैं फाइल का? How do you find out where the file is actually located? Because I am touching upon some things which are very basic और ये दिक्कत आ जाती है कई बार हमको, है ना. तो कई बार ऐसा हुआ है कि फाइल सेव हो गई, अब ढूंढ रहे हैं कहाँ है, किसी को मेल करना है या कॉपी बनाना है फाइल का, है ना, तो ढूंढ रहे हैं कहाँ है बट मिल नहीं रहा है. So in recents, okay, Divyajit is saying recents, okay. So what he is saying कि you go to file और यहाँ पे देखिए recent में ना आपको ये फाइल का नाम मिलेगा प्लस लोकेशन भी मिल जाएगा, है ना. So these are the recent file which I have recently opened, और कितने घंटे पहले इस पे काम किया था वो सब भी पूरा डिटेल आ रहा है ना. एंड यू कैन डिसाइड कि कितना आपको फाइल रखना है ऑन ऑल. सो दिस इज द राइट आंसर. टाइप इन सर्च बार, राइट, आप सर्च बार में टाइप कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई वांट टू फाइंड सम फाइल, तो मुझे मैंने जैसे ही डेटा टाइप करा तो सेल्स डेटा, महेश रोड लाइंस, सीएमए डेटा, जो जो भी डेटा से रिलेटेड फाइल्स है वो आ जाती है, करेक्ट. बट लेट मी टेल यू समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग. आपको इतनी मेहनत करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, ठीक है. देयर इज अ कमांड कॉल्ड एज सेल. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव यूज्ड दिस और heard about this before? आई थिंक नहीं मालूम होगा, है ना. अगर नहीं मालूम है तो आप क्या लिख देंगे, न्यू लिख देंगे. सो इफ दिस इज समथिंग न्यू, यू कैन टाइप न्यू इन द चैट बॉक्स. तो मैंने क्या करा, आई हैव गॉट द एड्रेस ओवर हियर इन द चैट, इन द सेल. पूरा लोकेशन ही निकाल के ले आया मैं एक बार, ठीक है. और एक छोटा सा फंक्शन यूज में लिया है जिसका नाम है इज इक्वल टू सेल एंड फाइल नेम, ठीक है. तो देखो यही डिफरेंस होता है बिटवीन, है ना, व्हाट वी थिंक वी नो एंड व्हाट वी एक्चुअली नो. तो ये छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं विच मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ अ डिफरेंस. एंड नाउ यू कैन, व्हाट यू कैन डू, सपोज आई वांट टू ओपन दिस फाइल, मैं इसको कॉपी कर लेता हूँ. तो मुझे ये फाइल बहुत काम में आती है, तो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज आई कैन ओपन द स्टिकी नोट्स. ओके, सो स्टिकी नोट्स, या, एंड यू कैन पेस्ट दिस एड्रेस ओवर हियर, ठीक है. नॉट नाउ. सो आप यहाँ पर ये एड्रेस पेस्ट कर दो, ठीक है. एंड लेट मी क्लोज दिस फाइल. हाउ डू यू क्लोज एन एप्लीकेशन फाइल, एग्जिस्टिंग फाइल, इसको अगर बंद करना है तो क्या शॉर्टकट की लगाएंगे हम लोग? हाउ डू वी क्लोज एन एक्सेल फाइल? हाउ डू आई क्लोज दिस? व्हाट इज द शॉर्टकट की टू बी प्रेस्ड व्हेन आई एम क्लोजिंग, वांट टू क्लोज दिस फाइल, बंद करना है तो ऑल्ट F4, इज इट? आर यू ऑल यूजिंग? और क्या जाके यहाँ पर बंद कर देते हैं क्रॉस बटन प्रेस करके, है ना. ऑल्ट F4, राइट. हाँ, ये तो बेसिक चीजें ही हैं, ठीक है. नाउ दिस इज वन मोर फाइल विच आई हैड क्रिएटेड, इसको भी बंद कर देते हैं. लेट्स क्लोज दिस फाइल. दिस इज एम्प्टी फाइल एंड आई क्लोज दिस. सो अगर आप कोई ब्लैंक फाइल ओपन करके उसको क्लोज करते हैं तो पूछता है कि आपको सेव करना है क्या, यू कैन जस्ट से डोंट सेव, सो इट विल क्लोज, ठीक है. चलिए फाइल बंद हो गई. अब मुझे वो फाइल खोलना है ना, आई डोंट नो कि ये डेस्कटॉप पे या कहाँ पर है, बट मैंने अपने स्टिकी नोट्स में क्या करा था, उसको रखा हुआ था, ठीक है. तो आई गो टू स्टिकी नोट्स, ये रहा मेरा नोट, ठीक है. नाउ ये जो एड्रेस है, वेयर डू आई पुट दिस एड्रेस? आई हैव द लोकेशन, बट वेयर डू आई पुट दिस, टेल मी. इसको कहाँ रखेंगे कि फाइल खुल जाए? विंडोज प्लस आर, दिव्यजीत, वेरी गुड. विंडो प्लस आर, है ना. तो ये नई नई कुछ कुछ चीजें नई नई आती रहेंगी बीच में. तो विंडो प्लस आर इज अ रन कमांड वेयर एक्चुअली यू कैन पेस्ट एनी एड्रेस ऑफ द शीट एंड क्लिक ऑन ओके. When you will click on OK, it will actually open it. Why it is not opening, I'll tell you. Because यहाँ पे sheet 1 भी आ गया था ना, ये नहीं चाहिए हमारे को. .xls लास्ट आना चाहिए. एंड wait, what is the problem? Okay, let me see. कुछ तो इशू है. लेकिन हाँ, जैसे मान लीजिए मैं यहाँ पे विंडो आर लिखता हूँ एंड लेट मी टाइप एक्सेल. ठीक है, मैंने एक्सेल लिखा. अब एक्सेल ओपन हो जाएगा, है ना. विंडो आर से आप एक्सेल लिख के एक्सेल खोल सकते हैं और रिसेंट में हमको फाइल मिल जाएगी. बट दिस, थ्रू दिस ऑल्सो यू कैन ओपन एनी एक्सेल फाइल, है ना. देयर वाज सम इशू, आई लेट यू नो कि क्या इशू था वो. ठीक है, ये हमने फाइल ओपन कर ली. So this is a function which is called as cell. Now, whenever you want to learn anything new, है ना, चाहे आप वीडियो देख के करें या कुछ पढ़ के करें ना, whenever you want to learn anything new in Excel, तो जैसे ये सेल फंक्शन है, मैंने आपको एक बताया फाइल नेम. ठीक है. नाउ आई एम जस्ट जूमिंग इट सो दैट एवरीवन कैन सी. नाउ व्हेन आई type this function and when I put a open a bracket, it is giving me a list of options. तो एड्रेस दिया, कलर दिया, कंटेंट्स दिया, फाइल नेम दिया. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे लिया था फाइल नेम. अगर मैं एड्रेस लिखता हूँ ना, इफ आई सेलेक्ट एड्रेस, सो हाउ डू आई सेलेक्ट, यू कैन क्लिक ऑन दिस, इट विल गिव यू एड्रेस एंड यू क्लिक ऑन दिस. ओके, नाउ व्हाट इट इज गिविंग मी, B9. B9 का मतलब क्या है कि ये लोकेशन ऑफ द सेल बता रहा है, सेल का एड्रेस बता रहा है. ठीक है. सिमिलरली, इफ आई डू, इफ आई से रो, इफ आई सेलेक्ट रो, देन इट इज गिविंग मी रो नंबर. ठीक है, यू कैन इजीली फाइंड आउट द रो नंबर इज 9, वो तो दिख ही रहा था हमारे को. ठीक है. अगर हम यहाँ पर लिखते हैं टाइप, तो इट विल नॉट गिव एनीथिंग बिकॉज इट डजंट, दिस सेल डजंट हैव एनी वैल्यू. ठीक है. बट सपोज आई टाइप सेल ओवर हियर एंड देन आई डू टाइप, ठीक है, कॉमा, आई गिव दिस रेफरेंस, so it is giving me what, letter. Okay, now let me type some number, sorry, some number, and let me go to cell and let me type, I want to select the type and then I give this as a reference. तो क्या आ गया, वी आ गया, मतलब वेरिएबल है. तो दीज आर सम बेसिक थिंग्स, मतलब कुछ नई चीजें हैं जो आप कर सकते हैं जब अगर हमें आइडिया लगाना है तो, कि व्हाट डू वी हैव. नाउ दिस वाज अ न्यू थिंग कि आप यहाँ से एड्रेस ढूंढ सकते हैं इसका एंड ऑल. नाउ let me talk about something which is additional in my Excel, which is not there in your. Okay, so this is called as the title bar. This is how we have saved the file. What is these called, where we have home, insert data, formula, review, ये सब क्या है. इसी में ही आपको मिलेगा ऑटोमेट, जिसके बारे में हम लोग आज बात करेंगे, है ना. इन जस्ट 5-10 minutes I'll start talking about automate. But let me ask you, what is these called, these options that you have, what are these called? No, this is not ribbon. You are close to it, but it is not ribbon. Anyone would like to try what is this called? Prema ma'am, are you the one who is from Bangalore? Can you confirm if I'm not wrong? Title bar. No, title bar is the first thing that you see on Excel. Suppose I want to go to formula, or I want to go to layout, or I want to go to automate. What are these called? These are called as tabs. Tabs, yes. Thank you for answering this. Yes, tabs. And let me tell you that I'm in Bangalore currently for a training here at RV University. So happy to see you. And just remember that you are also from Bangalore. Okay, so coming back to, these are tabs. So we have home tab, insert tab, data tab, layout tab, draw, formula, okay, review, developer. Now there are some new tabs in my Excel which you will not see. देखिए यहाँ पर my favorite key tabs हैं जिसमें मैंने कुछ keys add कर रखा है. Then I have this automate, okay. Then I have this data streamer. I have Enquire, I have Power Pivot. Do you have these tabs in your Excel? Now, everyone should answer with yes or no. Do you have all these tabs? No. दिव्याजीत से नो, अंकित से नो, बाकी सब लोग बताएंगे. अल्केश, रितु, महेंद्र जी says no. Okay. What about Hetal? Okay, so this is the learning. Some of them, yes, some of them you have, but all of them you might not have. Some I have. Okay, okay. Now, how do we add any new tab in our Excel? Okay, how do we add and what all tab we should have? है ना, ऐसा नहीं कि ये सब टैब मेरे पास है तो आपके पास भी होने चाहिए. ठीक है. What is the purpose of having this tab? अच्छा, do you have this developer tab or not? Because this is important. Do you have the developer tab? Yes or no in the chat. And then we'll talk about automate also and power pivot and all these things. No, we don't have the developer. Okay. So now let me show you how you can activate those tabs. These tabs are already there in Excel, but वो छुपे हुए होते हैं, उनको निकालना होता है. कैसे निकालेंगे? We'll go to file menu and then we'll go to options. Okay, we'll go to file menu and options. And in the options, you will go to this customize ribbon. Okay, I'll repeat. Go to file menu, options, and customize ribbon. Go to file menu, options, and customize ribbon. Custom options and this customize ribbon. Okay, now what do you see here? You see popular commands. So these are the commands, and on the right hand side, you see the customize the ribbon main tab. Okay, now instead of main tab, what you can select is all tabs. ठीक है. नाउ यू विल सी डेवलपर. अंकित जी, आपको यहाँ पे ना डेवलपर दिखेगा, बट आपके एक्सेल में ये अनचेक्ड होगा, इसमें टिक नहीं लगा होगा. व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज यू नीड टू पुट अ टिक ओवर हियर. All those people who do not have the developer tab activated in your Excel, you need to put a tick over here, right? Similarly, this automate, if you see this automate, you put a tick on this automate also. This is a new feature which is available only in 365. Similarly, you will have a data streamer, enquire, power pivot. जो आपको लगता है ना, you can put a tick over it. Not all are required. Okay. And how do we add a new tab and what is the need of adding a new tab? Suppose I use pivot tables a lot. I use conditional formatting a lot. You use filtering a lot. आपको sorting की बहुत जरूरत पड़ता है ना. These are the some of the tools which we basically use in Excel. So what you can do is you don't have to go to different tabs to get this. You can create your own bucket or your own kit of tab. Okay, so how you can create that? You can click on new tab. Okay, so it will generate a new tab in the list, and in the new tab you can add whatever you want to. Okay, so when you click on new tab, you will see somewhere a new tab coming into place. So this is a new tab. Okay, and then you can rename it. Okay, rename it. So I rename it and I'll say uh, pivots. I'll call it as pivots. Okay, pivots. And I click on OK. So I'm renaming a tab. I'm creating a new tab and I'm renaming it. Okay, now in the tab, it is empty basically. It will not have anything. It says new group. Okay. And in the new group, what you will do is you will add some of the things from the left hand side. So basically, what do we have in the tab? So Chetan ji had answered ribbon. Ribbon is basically below the tabs, and when you click on any tab, it has different commands. So abhi mera developer tab you can see on the screen, which has macros, Visual Basic, and all these things, right? Import and all. तो क्या होगा कि when you click on home tab, तो वहाँ पे different commands होते हैं. So what I want to do is I want to add the commands related to which I want. to have in pivot here. So I'll say add. I'll click on the command and I'll click on add. So now it is getting added here in the new group. Okay, in the pivot. Now suppose I want to add the pivot option also, or macros, let's say, or merge in center, whatever. I'm just taking some random things over here. Okay, so that I can show you, okay, what is the use of it. Suppose you want to set print area, whatever. So we have added all this. Okay, these are popular commands. When you click on all commands, you will be able to see all commands. Do you know Excel can speak? How many of you know that Excel can speak? Have you ever heard Excel speaking? क्या आपने सुना है Excel को बात करते हुए? Yes or no in the chat. Have you heard? Okay, Excel can speak. So I'll show you. Those who have not seen this before, we will see. So you'll go to all commands. In the all commands, just select all commands from the drop down and you will see a list of commands which are available in Excel. And you will go down and here you will see speak. Okay, you will see one speak as an option. Okay, RS speak. Yeah, speak cells. Okay, this is what the option is. I'm just adding this and now I will close. Okay, so I will need to select this and speak cells. Where is it? And let's close this now. So now, do you see a new tab called as pivots in my this thing just after the developer? Do you see this pivots? दिख रहा है आपको everyone? अच्छा इतने जनों ने no लिखा था for the speak thing. Okay. Now, can you see the new tab which we have just now created? This pivots, okay, and I added a form, conditional formatting, macros, speak cell. Okay. Now, what I do is I will go to this first row, which has this difference. Okay. Now we will click on speak cells.
What creates this difference?
Did you hear this sound?
What creates this difference? How you can also have the same tools in your Excel too.
Okay, can you hear this sound? Yes. कैसा लगा आपको ये सुन के? ठीक है, बस ये इंग्लिश में बोलता है, हिंदी में नहीं बोलता.
How you can also have the same tools in your Excel too.
Okay, so you can show it to your colleagues and tell them कि हाँ भाई Excel can speak also. Okay, चलिए, great. Now this is something. Now what does automate do? Okay, and do you have this AI in Excel? AI is in now a lot of buzz around AI. Okay, and I have these additional tools which are add-ins, basically autopilot, chat GPT, copilot. You must have heard all these terms, but do you have this in your Excel? If you don't have, then you are missing something, major time. तो वो आपके Excel में होना चाहिए. वो कैसे आएगा? How do we add all this in our Excel? Okay, Ritu. Now listen here. जिन जिन के Excel में ये नहीं है chat GPT, उन लोग को क्या करना है? I'm telling you now. Okay. Now what you need to do is you need to click on this add-ins. Okay. Earlier we went to the file menu options. Now you need to go to the add-in. And in the add-in, when you click on this add-in, you will see a pop-up coming up. यहाँ आपको एक छोटा सा मेन्यू दिखेगा ओपन होता हुआ है ना. What you need to do is you need to maximize this. Okay, you need to say see all. When I click on see all, it will show me all the options. I'll say I want to make it big actually. I will just Okay, we'll click on add more add-ins. More add-ins. You click on more add-in. Now, what do you see? You will see a store. Okay, you will see a store. Like we go to any departmental store and we can buy anything, or there are some stuff which are available for free. Okay, similarly, Microsoft provides a lot of additional tools apart from what is there in Excel, and you can integrate it. Where to go to add-ons? Okay, so अगर आपको add-in नहीं दिख रहा है in the home tab, you might have it in the developer tab also. And if you don't see it anywhere, then don't do anything. You go to the search on top and type add-ins, है ना? तो आपको यहाँ पे दिख जाएगा add-in. This is a different add-in actually. So when you click on add-ins here, it will show you browse add-ins, okay, or view add-ins or insert an add-in like this. So when you click on this, it will take you to the Microsoft Store. And हम लोग चैट जीपीटी पहले ही बता देता हूँ मैं आपको. इट इज अ फ्री टूल. You can just type chat gpt and click on enter on the search. ठीक है, तो you will get many options. देखिए जहां पे भी लिखा है additional purchase may be required, they will give you some free trials, and after that they will not work. 5-7 बार काम करेंगे फिर बंद हो जाएंगे, फिर पैसा मांगेंगे. ठीक है, तो हमें फिलहाल ऐसा कोई काम नहीं करना जहाँ पैसा लगे. ठीक है, सो व्हाट यू विल डू इज you will select anything which doesn't have this line, additional purchase may be required. So autopilot is one. You can add this, you can click on add and continue. This is already added, so mine will not show anything, it is already there. But when you add, it will show. But how does it work? So any add-in, it will have their own this thing, tutorial and all. But I'll just give you one example what the add-in can do. Okay, talk to it like ChatGPT or Copilot. Edit content in your document, translate your document, check out the author edition. Check out more advanced version on this. So okay, now what you'll do is you can talk to it like ChatGPT. यहाँ पे आपको एक option दिख रहा होगा. ठीक है. Now suppose I want to translate this into Hindi. Okay, so we'll say translate the text in B2 to Hindi language. Let's see what it does. I'm just giving an trial. तो देखो इसने क्या करा. What I've typed ना, it has translated that thing into Hindi. कृपया बोर्ड B2 को हिंदी में अनुवाद करें. Okay, now what I want to do is, basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to this translate this into Hindi. So I'll copy this and I'll say translate what creates the difference. ये अंतर कौन बनाता है? Okay, so you can see the magic of AI inside Excel. How does it look? It is giving an error. One or more add-ins failed. Okay. Maybe if you are not connected to internet, maybe that is not possible basically. But error तो नहीं आना चाहिए. One or more add-ins failed. You can share the screenshot to me, Chetanji. I'll discuss this with after the session with you on this. Okay. Basically, you will get this. I hope were you able to others were you able to connect to this chat GPT? Were you able to install this? Okay. Now, when I copy this, you need to copy it. Okay, you'll not read the text in your Excel. Basically, you will say translate. Now, let's this time we will translate this into let's say German. Okay, suppose you have a German client and you want to translate this into German. So this, what I've written here, it's in English. Now this thing is in German. Okay, so this is English. This is German. And this is Hindi. Is it interesting? Whatever you have seen so far, क्या आपको मजा आया आज के सेशन में? Is it looking good or have you enjoyed? It's also translating in Punjabi. Yeah, Divyajit, you can try in Punjabi also. What beautiful day it is. Okay, translate into Punjabi. Okay, so this is actually the outcome. You will do it here. Okay, and then see the result. So this actually is Punjabi. I don't know how to read Punjabi, but if someone knows, they can verify कि ये वही लिख के आए क्या जो हमने लिखा था. ठीक है. So we have this. And you don't have to add these add-ins also. Some add-ins, they provide you the formula to do it. So let me show you is equals to AI dot translate. Okay, AI dot ask dot AI. I had added one add-in which allows me to do translation. Okay, translate. Okay. Now this is the text. I'll start with English first. Okay. Comma. Source language is English. So we'll just see where English is appearing. Okay. And here it is EN. Okay. Comma. And I want to translate it into Hindi. Just wait and watch. Okay. So can you see this? So we have translated the text into Hindi by just using the function called as translate. Okay. So you just select the text, comma, you give the language which is in, and then give the language in which you want to translate. And that's it. Is it good? Okay. So these are some things which are new in Excel and which you should note. Okay, now let's talk about automate because it's almost going to be 1 hour now. अब हम थोड़ा बात करते हैं automate के बारे में. So you can try all these tools, okay? And there are many other tools also. So today basically so far what we have discussed, those who have joined late, we discussed about how you can modify your tabs, how you can add your new tab, how you can have more shortcut keys. Okay, then we talked about there is something called as speak cells also. Excel can speak, and if I want to let Excel speak this in Hindi, see what it does. Okay, so we'll go to pivots. This was the tab and speak cell. Can you hear anything? Wait, let me just click on this. It is not reading this because this is not English. Okay, now let us click on this.
We sie die gleation tools auch in ihrem Excel haben können.
So it can read this. Okay. Now when I click on this, it will not read. Okay. So Excel doesn't have the utility to read Hindi, but it can read English.
What creates this difference?
Okay. So this is it. Now, one more thing that I wanted to show is what I wanted to show you is yes, Excel can take screenshot also. Now, sometimes when you are dealing with any information, any balance sheet, any P&L, any account statement, any ledger, and you want to give a screenshot to your client. Okay. तो हम लोग कैसे screenshot लेते हो आप लोग? I want to understand from you. How do you take a screenshot or you click a photo of the Excel from your phone? What do you do? Tell me in the chat box. How do you take a screenshot from your Excel window? If you want to, suppose I want to paste this, how do I do that? Okay, so Divyajit has said something. Window plus shift plus S. Very good. मैं भी यही करता हूँ. Window shift और S अगर आप प्रेस करेंगे तो it will open something like this and you can select the area which you want to take and then paste it. Yeah, print screen is option. It is the old option basically. है ना, बहुत पुराना हो गया प्रिंट स्क्रीन क्योंकि प्रिंट स्क्रीन से क्या होता है पूरा स्क्रीन का प्रिंट आ जाता है ना. सपोज आई क्लिक ऑन प्रिंट स्क्रीन, it will print the entire screen, but I don't want the entire screen. I want the specific area only. तो स्नीपिंग टूल्स हैं उसके लिए. someone has said स्नीपिंग टूल, तो ये भी आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. इट्स एन ऐप स्नीपिंग टूल एंड इट विल आल्सो हेल्प यू इन taking a screenshot of your screen and you can have a record, you can record a video also of your screen. ठीक है, ये भी आप कर सकते हैं. Chaliye. So this was something. Now there is a camera tool inside Excel also, and how it is different from this, I'll tell you. Suppose I select this area. Now let me type some numbers, then it will make some sense. Okay. So हम Excel खोल के बैठे हैं और कोई number नहीं लिखा अभी तक. Suppose I have some information. Let's say there are some expenses. So for petrol, we have put 1,000. Then let's say food 2,000, and let's say hotel stay 3,000, and there is a total. और ये total के लिए हम लगाएंगे sum. So it's a small information. Now you want to send it to someone. So what you'll do, you'll select this and we'll click on the camera tool. Now what will camera do? Camera will create a picture of this. Do you see this replica of this image? Do you see the replica of this image? Okay, do you see the replica of this image? And you can copy this and let me paste it in the chat also. Okay, do you see the image? I have just shared it in the chat. Okay, now what I'm doing is, suppose I change anything here. Suppose the food expense was not 2,000, it was actually 4,000. So when I change it in my Excel, do you see the same change in the image also? क्या आपको वो फोटो में भी चेंज दिखाई दिया? वो वाला फोटो नहीं जो मैंने आपको चैट में भेजा, वो फोटो जो एक्सेल में दिख रहा है, दिस इमेज. Do you see the same change over here? Suppose पेट्रोल का खर्चा 3,000 रुपए हुआ है. When I do 3,000, do you see this change also here also? Okay, so this is the benefit of using the camera tool. And how do you add the camera tool? Same तरीका है जैसे हमने क्या किया था add in वाला, that options. So you go to file and you go to options. ठीक है, I'm showing you this all these things I have discovered on my own. इसके लिए मैंने कोई कोर्स नहीं किया. सम पीपल आस्क मी, सर आप कहाँ से कोर्स करते हो? आई डोंट डू एनी कोर्सेज. आई क्रिएट कोर्सेज बट आई डू लर्न ऑल दिस थिंग ऑन माय ओन. डिस्कवर करके खोज लेता हूँ, है ना. तो वहां से कुछ अच्छा मिलता है तो आई शेयर इट विद पीपल. ओके, सो ऑल दीज कमांड्स एंड नाउ यू विल सी कैमरा. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं एक्सेल में ना, लोग एक्सप्लोर ही नहीं करते एक्चुअली. ना इतना टाइम होता है किसी के पास, ना उनको actually समझ होती है कि ना we have to do all this. Now let me show you where is this camera tool. और every day they are improving, कुछ ना कुछ नया रोज आता रहता है ना. So there is a camera tool here it is. So you click on camera and you add it. Suppose मैं home tab में add करना चाहता हूँ, I'll click on home and it will be added, or it has to be in a custom group. So let me add it to the pivot only. I've added to the pivot and I'll click on OK. Okay, so you can select any tab and then you can add it over there. Once you add it, it will appear on your this thing. And there is something called as quick access toolbar, which you can also activate. और वहां पर भी आप सब चीजें डालेंगे, जैसे screen clipping है ना. If you want to take a clip of any screen, जैसे मुझे अपनी फोटो का क्लिप लेना है, मैंने यहाँ से ले लिया और ये एक्सेल में पेस्ट हो जाएगा. So these are some things. This screenshot which I have taken of my photo is now in Excel. वो स्क्रीन क्लिपिंग होती है. समथिंग यू वांट टू ब्रिंग इट इनटू एक्सेल, तो आप लोग अलग से स्निपिंग टूल करके करेंगे. ये सब एक्सेल के अंदर मौजूद है ऑलरेडी. ओके, एक्सेल कैन check your spellings also. It can do lot of things. Now coming to automate. Okay, now coming to automate. So there is a tab called as automate. How many of you have this automate tab on your Excel? और ऐड करने के बाद आ गया क्या अब? Is it there or not? Just give me a yes or no in the chat. Do you see this automate in your Excel? Those who are using 365 उनमें होगा. Those who are not using may not have this. Okay, so just want to have a confirmation. Do you have this or not? Now what will this do actually? Okay, what will this do? So suppose I'll give you a very basic example of what automate can do. Suppose I have some hidden rows in my Excel. Okay, how do I hide a row? Control and 0 can hide some rows. Suppose there are some hidden rows. आपको client ने कुछ data भेजा और कुछ कुछ hide करके दे दिया उसको. I'm hiding some of the rows. Okay, and now you will see the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4 is missing, 5, 6 is missing, 7, 8, 9 is missing. Okay, now all these are missing. Now you want to unhide the rows which are hidden. And there are some columns also which are hidden. So I've hide some columns. A, B, C, D, E, F, G is missing. Okay, I've hidden some rows and columns. Now how do you unhide? पहले मैं आपसे पूछूंगा कि आप लोग कैसे करते हैं. फिर मैं आपको एक नया तरीका बताऊंगा. So how do you unhide the rows which are already hidden?
शीट पे जाके राइट क्लिक करके डाउनवर्ड
हाँ,
इट इज हाइड एंड अनहाइड.
correct.
Normal we use it like that.
Right, right, exactly. So what you'll do is you can go to this sheet, this left corner, okay, and it will select the entire area, and then you can do unhide. ठीक है, तो वो unhide कर देगा. That is one area, right? Now, what Excel has done is it has created a new tab called as Automate, or it has given some commands here, ready-made. Okay. Now it says unhide all rows and columns. There is a script. So when you click on this, okay, it will show you here on the right hand side code editor. It is running some script. There is a script over here, and you can just click on run. Now, do you see all the unhidden rows now getting shown on my Excel? जो मैंने hide किया था वो सब visible हो गया है ना? I can just show it you again. So these were the columns which I had. These are the rows which I'm hiding. Okay, these are my hidden rows and columns. I want to unhide them. I can just click on this unhide rows and column and run this. It has done the work. This is one example. Okay. Now let us see other things also. Freeze selection. Okay. Now, how many of you know about freeze pane? जैसे when you scroll down, so what happens is आपका जो ऊपर वाला information है वो गायब हो जाता है. And suppose we want that these two lines should always be there. So what we'll do is we'll go to the view tab, and then there is the option of freeze pane, and you can apply freeze pane. But in the automate also, they have given this option to freeze the selection. Okay, freeze selection. So let me select something. Let me select this. So I've selected this. Okay, now I'll click on freeze selection. It will automatically run a code. You don't have to bother what the code is and all. You'll just click on run. Now what it has done, it has freeze the selection. So whatever मतलब what you will see now is आपको ये रो दिखेंगे, ऊपर की 3 गायब कर दी इसने ना बेसिकली. इसने 4 को फ्रीज कर दिया. 4 तो दिख ही रहा है हमारे को, बाकी सब का अब नहीं नीचे मूव करेगा. तो sometimes you don't know okay where we have to keep the active cell to apply freeze pane. Okay, and if you want to undo it, you can press Ctrl Z, or you can go to your view tab and unfreeze what is being freezed. So these are some of the basic things which are there in Power Automate, which will help you do a lot of things. Okay, so I unfreeze that. Now, what are the other options do we have? uh, Remove hyperlinks, okay, or count empty rows. Now, suppose you want to count empty rows. There are some rows, कुछ भी नंबर है कुछ भी नहीं है. जैसे ये डेटा आया आपके पास और यहाँ से यहाँ तक का डेटा था. मान लो यहाँ पे हमने लिखा लेट्स से स्टेशनरी, and I write 1000. Now this row is empty. I've selected this and I say count empty rows and I run. Now what it is doing, is it doing anything? Have we got any result? Let me select a bigger data. The script counts the empty rows on a given worksheet and return to a Power Automate flow. Okay. So we have to add some more things, then this will be visible. The result of this will be visible. Okay. But it can do lot of things. Now, suppose I want to create a pivot table with this data. Now I selected this data, create a new pivot table. So it will create a pivot table. You can run this code, and because there is an empty row in between, that is why there is an error. Okay. So your data has to be clean. And you also require, let's say, expense and amount. And now I select this and let's say run. Create a new pivot table. Okay, give it some minutes. Let it play. Now suppose you have some hyperlink. What is a hyperlink? So I have this photo, okay, and I want whenever anyone clicks on my photo, it should take them to my website. So I can press Control K and I can create a hyperlink. Okay. So I want them to go to my website or my YouTube. So I have put my address. Okay. Now it is now connected to my YouTube channel. Okay. Now you can see when I clicked on my photo, now it is taking you to my YouTube. Okay. Now I want to remove this hyperlink. I want to remove this hyperlink. So what you'll do, say, you will just click on remove hyperlinks. Okay, I don't know whether it will work with the photo or not, but let's see. Run. And what we can do is, I can show you some examples also. For example, yeah, it is not removed. Now, Control K. Suppose this expense, you want to link to a file. Okay. Suppose you have one Excel in which there is a data about the expenses that you are incurring. Okay. What you want to do is you want to open that file whenever someone clicks on the expense sheet. Suppose this is the file I want to get opened whenever someone clicks on the expense. Or we'll create one more sheet and we'll write expense over here, expense details. So when someone clicks on this amount, it should take to the expense details. So I'll say Control K, that is for hyperlink, place in this document. Okay. And in this document, I want to place it to sheet number 2. So now when I click on amount, it is taking me to sheet number 2. When I click on this expense detail again, I want it to take me to sheet number 1 again. So when I click on expense detail, it will take me to sheet number 1. Okay, तो sheet 1 पे आ गए हम लोग और sheet यहाँ पे expense पे click करा, इसने मुझे उस फाइल को खोल दिया, एक्सेल की फाइल को जो मैंने उसका रेफरेंस दिया. तो दिस इज अ न्यू एक्सेल फाइल. आई हैव नॉट ओपन दिस एक्सेल फाइल. So you might not be knowing, but you can open multiple Excel file from having a link by linking them. Okay, there is someone whose mic is open. I'm just closing it. Okay. Now, yes. Now what I was saying, now let us try remove hyperlinks. Now when I run this script, will it remove all the hyperlinks? Let's see. So basically, there are some scripts which are automatically created. Some scripts you can do, you can create. Okay, in the next session, I will be discussing about how you can create your script and how it will be useful for CAs or any professional. Suppose you want to send a mail to someone. आपके पास एक detail है ना? आपके पास, suppose you have a balance sheet or you have something. Now see, do you see the hyperlinks getting removed from these two? And let us see on sheet number 2 also. Here it is there. Here from sheet 2 it did not read, but it deleted the hyperlink from the sheet number 1. Now I am on sheet 2. I want to remove this hyperlink also. I will run this code again. See, hyperlink is gone. तो आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं. You don't have to do anything. You have to just select what you want to do. Okay, make a suitable form from a selection. Okay, now let me give you some details. Suppose you have a serial number. Okay, you are creating a client list, client name. Okay, PAN number, Aadhaar number, and mobile number. But this we want in a form format. We want a form where we can type in. So here in the automate, we'll give you an option of make a suitable form. Now let's see how it does. So we have just we have given different headers, and now let's click on run. The script takes the highlighted portion of a table and creates a new table with those values and headers. Okay, so we have to have a table here. Let me create a table first. And I want to have these as a header in my table. Let me put some value also. Alok and number, anything you'll put. Mother number you'll put. And mobile. Now this is some data. You want to create a form out of it. You click on this. You select this and go to your code editor. Sorry, automate, and click on create a suitable form. It will run a script in the background, and from that script, it should create a form. Let us see. We'll run this.
I guess Alok sir's internet got disconnected. Let's wait for a couple of minutes.
Okay, I think I got disconnected. I'm just sharing my screen again. So we were on this table, and then we'll run this code. Now it has done something. Okay, but what exactly we'll have to see. It will create a form for your notings. Okay, so it has created a new sheet. Okay, and this serial number and name and the PAN number Aadhaar, this detail is being put over here. Okay, so different things can be done using the Power Automate. Okay, this was just a introductory session, so I have given some examples. Now if anyone has any questions, I can take up the questions. So these are some scripts which are there. And let me show you the Power Automate this thing also, tool also. So this you can download from the Microsoft website basically, and you need to sign in to use this. So you have to create an account on Outlook, and from that Outlook account you can use this tool basically, Power Automate. and this automate will automate your major functions. ठीक है, जो भी हम काम करते हैं उसको ऑटोमेट कर देगा ये. ठीक है, तो दिस इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ यूजिंग ऑटोमेट. थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी है टू यूज इट, बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन इट इट बिकम्स इजियर टू यूज. ऐसा बहुत ज्यादा टेक्निकल भी नहीं है, बट थोड़ा थोड़ा हम वन वन ट्रिक अ डे इफ यू डू, तो यू विल बी एबल टू सी. दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन of Power Automate. ठीक है, there are some tutorials, there are some videos which are available, और कुछ कुछ इन्होंने एग्जाम्पल्स भी दिए हैं ऑटोमेटिकली करने के लिए, है ना. ऑल दीज आर देयर. सो दिस इज एक्सेल ऑटोमेशन. व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन एक्सेल ऑटोमेशन it will give you some things which you can do. Okay, launch Excel. So when you click on this, it will automatically open Excel. Okay, now suppose you want to do every day, you want to consolidate some reports. आपके पास 2-3 रिपोर्ट आती हैं अलग अलग और आपको merge करना होता है उसको. So you can click on this, you can select this consolidate report, and it will ask you, like when I clicked on launch Excel, it asked me which Excel file I want to open. Suppose I click on this, okay, and I want to open it, I can open. So it has launched an Excel. Launch Excel and extract a table. अगर मैं Excel launch करके वहां से कोई टेबल निकालना चाहता हूँ, extract करना चाहता हूँ, तो ये भी वो करके देगा. Search and replace values, consolidated Excel reports. So all these are some of the examples, but you can develop your own flow. आप अपना खुद का एक flow बना सकते हैं. ठीक है, and you can run this automatically. So it's a systematic process, you know. So tomorrow also we will have the similar session 9 to 10, and it'll be an open session. 2-3 sessions I'm keeping open for everyone. You can learn how to write a flow, okay, in Power Automate. So we'll take one example. तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे examples हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. Whatever is showing this diamond, these are basically purchase. You need to purchase the subscription and then you can use them. But all other things are free to use. Okay. So launch Excel, read from Excel, all these things, close Excel, save file. These are very basic things, but you can do a lot of automation. And the best thing which I liked about Automate is you can send emails to your client with a specific information. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be covering that. So those who want to join the session, they can come tomorrow at 9 online. I'll be sharing the links in the groups through which you have joined. And secondly, those who want to learn Excel, this is a regular course which I'm doing on my website, Excel Vibes. Okay. So if you want to learn with me, then you can check out the details on my website. And this is the course, Excel, Advanced Excel with Power Automate. Okay. So it is going to be a 1 month, 21 days session, 1.5 hour or 1 hour, 15 minutes. So I'll start with very basics of Excel and then some functions, data analysis, and then we'll do Power Automate. In Power Automate, I'll be covering the workflows and how you can create. So by doing this, you will be able to work with Excel properly and automate also. Okay. So now I can take up any questions if you have. And thank you all for joining and staying here. And I'll see you tomorrow again. Okay. I hope you all like the session. If you want to give any suggestions, any feedback, I'm open to hear to you.
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Yeah,
what
Divij.
is that portfolio something showing in the Excel?
Portfolio?
Portfolio advisor or something?
Yeah. So that was actually an add-in where you can analyze your portfolio in Excel. Okay, I'll just show it. I have not used it. I just downloaded that, but if that actually will not give you any stock tips or something, but it will help you in analyzing some numbers and some calculations or so. I've not used it, but yes, portfolio report, it is DIY portfolio manager. Some tool it was there, so I added it, but I've not used it actually. So that you will find it in your add-ins, the add-in which I talked about. यहाँ आपको मिल जाएगा and you can try this. Okay. and this is very basic thing that they have made available. Okay, so this is a dummy data. Okay, so buy, sell, quantity, and then maybe you can connect it to the BSC and NSC and then see your stock performance, how the portfolio is doing, or ये तो ये सब इन्होंने कुछ दिया है. I've not used it, so I will not be able to comment on it. But there are some things which are there coming up which you can use.
Yeah. Got it, sir.
Yeah. Was my screen visible? No. Can you see the screen now? So this is a dummy report which was there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So any other questions, anyone? Ankit ji, I hope you understood जो जो हमने आज किया and you have or made all the changes also. Okay, in your system. So now we will continue tomorrow. Thank you all for joining.
Sir,
And
one more thing,
yeah,
like
David.
सर लाइक जब हम ऑटोमेट करते हैं तो हम लाइक एक्सेल से भी सॉरी मैक्रो से भी लाइक वी यूज टू ऑटोमेट दैट
हाँ.
एंड पावर
But
ऑटोमेट तो
macro में what you need to do is you need to write the macro or you need to do the steps and macro will record it. और वहां कुछ गलती हो जाता है तो फिर वो मैक्रो में गलत रिकॉर्ड हो जाता है.
राइट
ऑटोमेट क्या करता है? ऑटोमेट राइट्स द स्क्रिप्ट ऑन इट्स ओन. यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट द स्क्रिप्ट और एक्शंस. आपको बस को वर्कफ्लो बताना है कि सपोज एवरी डे यू वांट टू डाउनलोड सम डेटा फ्रॉम एनी वेबसाइट एंड स्टोर इट इन एक्सेल. तो एक बार आप वर्कफ्लो स्टार्ट करोगे, वो वेबसाइट पे जाओगे, उसमें से सेलेक्ट करोगे क्या डेटा डाउनलोड करना है, एक्सेल में जाके सेव कर दोगे, वो पूरा प्रोसेस रिकॉर्ड कर लेगा. Next day, you don't do this. You just click on the workflow and start the workflow. It will automatically open the website. It will download the information, save it in your Excel.
ओके
So that is what actually automate can do. This one example. ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो automate कर सकता है, and we will be going to explore this. Can we automate the valuation report by 2-year balance sheet assumption? We need to explore sir that thing कि valuation report बना सकता है क्या? हाँ, but it can combine to Excel file. It can reconcile to Excel file. जैसे GST reconciliation can happen through automate, वो हो सकता है ना? But हाँ, valuation report बनाने के लिए अगर आपको combine करना है कुछ डेटा 2 साल का, तो we can do that. जैसे जनरली व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज हमें सीएमए रिपोर्ट बनाना होता है, उसमें क्लाइंट का 3 साल का डेटा हमारे पास होता है अलग अलग एक्सेल में. अब हमको एक साथ रखना है सारा. वी कैन डू दैट यूजिंग ऑटोमेट. तो आई विल वर्क ऑन सम स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल्स and then we will work on it. Okay, so I think that's it for today's session and we can close it now. And tomorrow again we'll have one more session on this automate and Excel. Tomorrow I'll be covering some shortcut keys in Excel also. तो उसके बाद हम लोग फिर regular day by day content में जाएंगे. And tomorrow I'll be showing how you can send emails through Excel through automate. So these two topics we'll be covering tomorrow. Okay, if you like today's session, then you can share the feedback in the groups from which you have come. So maybe those who missed the session or they were not sure whether to come or not, they can decide for tomorrow. Okay, and thank you for joining in and see you tomorrow. Then bye. Good night.